Whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take
The hairpins? I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice. My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be... That's what the hairpins were for, to... But now that I've lost the hairpins...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission...
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Monsieur Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh?
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she... True.
Right. I finished reading the contract. Furthermore, the contract... And given the...
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying whichever way you look at it?
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the Jadeite is genuine, would there?
Please. Please, Don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item, and I should pay compensation per the however much it is. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hair. So hold on a moment, Monsieur Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the fine... My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch. Finest quality jade. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Miss...
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry.
Mora! Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus Jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus Jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus.
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I know if I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave, and then he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we... After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be...
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share...
Well then, since you're...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow,
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track. It feels like Yanfei is even more...
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I...
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, I don't believe you have been part of an investigation.
Miss Yanfei, I have to ask...
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossell, so perhaps whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage. But again, let's not dwell on this. Ah, I've got it. Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional. If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been a...
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss Yanfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnyan merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any...
A Snezhnyan merchant named Crossel, you say? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus jadeite. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any...
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, and...
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Try your luck betting on jade?
What should I try this time?
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation.
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no...
Is that so? So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty awesome.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, and, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up.
But never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossel...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's...
Miss Yenfei?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossel did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. Yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossel brought to your store. Please read...
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yenfei.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossel will...
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Singxi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
Because lots of people, as you know, but the amendment as such.
So you...
Yes, well,
You...
you sound surprised. Oh, this hasn't...
Again with that...
Well, that's that.
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Crossel. Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yeah, he came to me with a chunk of something he called Smaragdus jadeite. The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older. This order was on hold for a very long time, and
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence.
Miss Inksy, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called Smaragdus jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry on it.
Thank you, Sinksy. Now, could you let me borrow this
Sure, it isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that there's been some more trouble?
Nothing you need to worry about, just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
I believe we...
The weirdo?
Because once we have...
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs. And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well, now that's an even rarer honor. What business?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus jadeite.
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yenfei, and given the specific nature of your I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiarities of Smaragdus jadeite?
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus jadeite recently. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment. I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if your pressing business might be related to this Snezhnayan merchant?
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you in due course.
You're too kind.
That Baiju guy.
I can't read what
Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now...
Wonderful. Well then, please.
Of course. According to the stipulations of the contract, Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been...
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like... I spent a huge sum to obtain that smaragd...
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether this is a processing record.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite, he returned the valuable jadeite core to me, and some nephrite samples remain in the store. What am I
That's an unsubstantiated book.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated.
Ugh. Looks like our first...
Hard evidence. Something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work.
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hairpins...
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't reviewed. Traveler, would you do the honors?
What's this?
Smaragdus Jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus Jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause... Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus Jadeite? No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, don't worry, Miss. I trust that you'll...
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus Jadeite's dangerous properties before...
Huh? No,
aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus Jadeite? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Mr. Chow 10 times... Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
He's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's...
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins... But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus Jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a fine price. But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I was in a constant state of agitation, too. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get my... That's why I had another pair. I kept the real Smaragdus Jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why...
Exactly!
If word...
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you...
10 times?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus Jadeite!
Even if the... However, Mr...
What?
Miss Yanfei.
Well,
Thanks so much...
Oh, come on. Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client
Is that so?
Actually, I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. If we could...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we end up searching all over the place for it. But this time, you managed to solve the problem with just a big step.
The right solution to the objective of my client, Mr. Inadepted. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of it, in any case. Don't you think that the Liyue...
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely...
Well, since we got what we came for...
Great weather for practicing martial arts, but perfect weather for reading. Hey, what's that ridiculous look for? You look as if you're trying to decipher some strange text written on my forehead.
The neighboring nation of Liyue has the most prosperous commercial port in all of...
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me.
Settle down!
Let the mighty be humbled. The tides beckon.
Time to go. Fallen leaves, adorn my...
Let the mighty be humbled.
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
Let's move. Looks like I went too far. The wrong Tasman never get too slow. The wrong can't run from it.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
The tides beckon.
Time to act. Body.
No, my sword! Shower me with praise!
Let's play through a little.
Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword! Yoo-hoo! Our bond is strong!
Another test subject.
Rain outlines your fate.
Picked the wrong test subject.
I see everything. Committed to memory.
Dissipate! Time to shine!
Everyone hold hands.
Thank you for Add Ast.
If you're not sure what to do...
Let the world collide! Shower me with praise! Our bond is strong!
Wasn't done.
Hunter.
I wasn't done.
Dissipate! Our bond is strong!
Committed to memory. I see everything.
Time to act. Grain cutter!
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
Rain outlines your fate. What a wild and desolate... Strike a pose! Let me read you a verse. No, our bond is strong. Out of my way!
Commit it to memory. Yeah. Grow, grow, grow. Yeah.
Yoo-hoo! How dare you! Let my name echo in song! Witness the power of Gugwa! Dissipate!
Memory. Grow, grow, grow. Yeah. Commit it to memory. Yeah.
criteria for certificate exam.
You've returned. Good.
Well, if we're...
Oh, you.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure I've been looking into...
Come now.
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Yanfei. Liu is not all right then.
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
There we go. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop, take these blueprints with you as well.
Wait a minute!
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Wow! This teapot? Huh. But there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Paimon can't still. Oh, wait.
Wow, it's
a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. Hang on a moment. Oh, call me. I suppose you may call me Tubby.
So you're the little helper.
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, you may leave all matters regarding the upkeep of Your journey may be far from over. But at least this way, though it is thus, you may consider. Now, allow me to. Have you any blueprints on you? As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this.
Blueprints? Oh, that's right! Granny handed us some when she gave us the teapot, didn't she? Let's take them out.
Yes, these are the. Just commit, then simply
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside, couldn't we?
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point, and he said that even though subspace this world is not a true one after all.
A golden-eyed adept?
I hardly remember myself. What's more, I have never seen that adeptus again since. Well, let's not. If there's an.
Steady now, it's the final stretch! Wow, Paimon's stomach is rumbling already! Yeah! You nearly got him! You made that look easy!
The pitch black.
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. Blade.